All right, everyone, this is the Capital Guy, and I want to welcome you to this webinar. This is the funding blueprint to get business credit. So if you're looking to start your business, if you're looking to grow, expand, or scale your business, you are in the right place, because we're going to be giving you all of that information that you need in order to start that journey to get business funding fast and get the highest limits that you can get at the best terms. Right. So I encourage you to hang out for the entire webinar, because at the end, I'm also going to be giving you some golden nuggets to be able to get that funding, again, like I said, fast, and also be able to save you some additional time in acquiring the funding and give you access to the funding sources that are little known to a lot of lending institutions. So you want to definitely stick around for that. And also, just to make sure that we make the Google algorithm happy, I just ask that if you like this video, please hit the like button. Also subscribe and hit the bell notification button so that you are always notified when we have new content regarding business credit. So what are we going to cover today? Well, first, how to beat the banks and become more fundable. We're going to learn that there are certain criteria that banks and lending institutions are looking for in order to be able to qualify you for their program. So we want to learn, all of those aspects and success factors that make that possible. Also how anyone can get business credit for your EIN or employee identification number and not linked to your social security number. You're going to notice that that's going to be a theme throughout this presentation, right? We want to make sure that we are able to obtain financing for our business based on our business credit profile and not our social security number. Okay. There may be times where, and we'll talk about, certain programs where it may be quicker for you to get funding, if you have great credit and, you want to, use your social security number as a personal guarantee in order to get that jump start, but you do not have to, right? That's just an option. And the goal ultimately is to, make your business stand on its own 2 feet and use your business EIN as the factor or the record for lending institutions to determine whether or not you're going to qualify for business funding. Also, how to get high limit revolving corporate cards, right? So you'll typically find that, in the business world, business credit world, you have access to anywhere from 10 to 100 times more credit than you would with on the consumer side. So being able to have access to those high limits is very important to businesses so that, they can invest in, certain things like equipment, personnel or staff, or new buildings or whatnot in order to be able to grow and scale. How to get this credit with no personal guarantee. Again, that's going to be a theme throughout this presentation, because we want our business to be able to stand on its own 2 feet. And also how to access loans and credit lines when the banks say no, right? So there's tons of programs out there. Many of the big banks and lending institutions, or even some of the smaller ones, they only have maybe 1, 2, maybe 3 certain loan products that they work with. And their lending criteria may be a little strict, but there are tons and tons of other loan programs offered by other lenders that we have access to and can get you in touch with, or actually help you to be able to get those loans. We have aggregated all of those lines of credit and loan programs and things of that sort, so that you have the most exposure to the funding opportunities that you need in order to be able to access capital. Also, how to get money as a startup, nonprofit, or even to grow and expand. So this is what we're going to be covering today. Okay, what we believe, right? So we believe that all entrepreneurs should be able to obtain capital, right? If you're an entrepreneur, you need money. You need capital in order to be able to grow. You should know exactly how to get approved before applying. That's one of the things that we, we consider our value proposition for our clients is the fact that, any of this stuff you can do on your own, right? The thing is, though, it's going to take longer, because if you think about it, if you don't understand and know the success criteria for being able to get approved for financing, what's the standard, protocol, right? Or what's the standard process? So you go not knowing what your business profile looks like. So you go to apply for funding with the lending institution, and for whatever reason you get denied. Now, they are not obligated in the business world to tell you why you were denied. You may have someone that will, but they're not obligated to. And in the consumer world, they are obligated by law to tell you, right? That's when you get that little letter in the mail telling you, thank you for applying for credit, but at this time we cannot extend any credit to you. This is the reason why, and this is the credit bureau we pulled from. Because of the Fair Credit Act, they are obligated to tell you that. But again, in the business world, they're not. So why not put all of the effort into staging your business credit profile so that you have the best chance for success when applying for funding? Also, you should know what lenders know about you, right? You should be able to know what's in your business credit profile so that you can see the exact picture that lenders see when they're evaluating you for funding. You should be able to access all the funding options in one place, right? Not have to go and search around to, find programs. You should be able to access those funding options, all in one spot, so that you can expose yourself to all of them in order to get the maximum funding. You should also have access to the same business credit building blueprint that large companies use. These companies, they put a lot of time and money into making sure that their profiles are staged properly in order to be able to increase their success of getting funding. And, you should do the same. We definitely believe that. You should also be able to get money when you need it. There's no need to apply for credit and have to wait 12 months, 18 months in order to get the money. If you're applying for credit, if you're applying for financing capital, you should be able to get access to that capital when you need it, right then and there, or at least relatively quickly. And that's what we believe, for our entrepreneurs. You should also get the most money at the best terms. I mean, there's, there's no point in getting money if it's going to cost you an arm and a leg, right? You want to be able to get access to money at the best terms. And what do we mean by terms? Well, you want to make sure, you're getting money, at the, hopefully spread out over a decent period of time, right? So maybe, 5 to 10 years, or, or more if you can. Also at a low interest rate, right? So, you don't want the money, to cost you so much that it be prohibitive, for you to be able to pay it back, right? We want to make sure we're getting money at a decent cost, so that we can, use and realize profits from borrowing that money. Also, we want to make sure that we're getting access to the highest limits that we can in order to be able to use that for our business. So we want to make sure those terms are great when we're borrowing money. Now, this webinar is for you if you're looking for money to grow your business, right? We're all about, being able to use capital in order to be able to grow and scale our business. If you've been denied financing or credit, or think you will be, right? So if you think you're going to be denied credit for whatever reason, or if you have been, this webinar is for you, because you're going to learn some things in order to be able to set your business profile in the right direction to achieve success. This webinar is for you if you want the easiest and fastest way to get capital. Again, being able to achieve those goals of staging your credit profile so that you have the maximum opportunity for success is the way to get the capital that you need the fastest. If you want your business to fund itself, again, that's that theme we were talking about allowing the business to stand on its own 2 feet, right? We want our business to fund itself and not us necessarily having to offer a PG or personal guarantee. This webinar is for you if you want the blueprint to get away from personal guarantees. Like I just mentioned, we don't want a personal guarantee our money, right? Our business funds. We want the business to guarantee it. Also, it's webinars for you if you want the most money at the best terms in order to start and grow, right? We don't want to borrow money that's going to cost us too much so that it steals all of our profits. We want to get the best terms possible for the money that we borrow. All right, so this webinar is not for you if you are looking for a get rich quick scheme. This is not a get rich quick scheme. Now, there are opportunities for you to get funding quickly, but we're not looking to get rich quick and be able to go buy a yacht or jet and all this stuff. We're looking for practical ways to get money for our business so that we can grow and scale our business and generate profits, which will continue to further our growth. That's what we're looking to do here. No get rich quick schemes here. Also, this webinar is not for you if you want to use shortcuts like shelf corps, CPNs, or buying trade lines, right? We want to focus on good, wholesome, solid, organic trade lines for our business, meaning we want to be able to establish credit and build a trend of credit trade lines that are recorded to the credit bureaus so that we can have the best chance of getting the funding that we needed. Because a lot of these lending institutions, they've gotten pretty savvy over the years. They've gotten pretty smart. And they can tell when you're using some of these shortcuts in order to obtain financing. So it's best to just go ahead and just buckle down, use the tried and true methods of establishing business credit so that you can increase your chances of getting that funding. This webinar is not for you if you expect money to fall from the sky with no work or qualification. Excuse me. We want to make sure that we work for the money that we're getting. This money is not just going to come to you, especially if you're not doing any work, right? You're going to have to put in some work in order to get your profile to the point to where you can get that funding that you need. This webinar is not for you if you intend on getting the money and with no PG and then not paying it back, right? This is not what we're talking about here. We're talking about getting money to support your business for growth and scalability, or if you've gotten into a situation, let's say whether it be with the IRS and have some tax liens or back taxes or what have you, and you need funding in order to be able to grow, or let's say if you got a huge order that you were not expecting and you currently don't have the equipment or the staff to fulfill the order, right? This is where business funding can come into play. We're not talking about, getting money so we can buy, go out and buy a new Lamborghini or Bugatti or whatnot and use that money and not be able to pay it back. We're going to use that money to make more money for our business. So about us, we're Prescott Capital Solutions. I am the owner and CEO of Prescott Capital, and our mission is to help entrepreneurs attain the capital and credit that they need to fuel their dreams. So whether you're just starting your business or looking for millions in capital to expand, we have solutions that can help you fund your endeavors, right? So we believe in funding your growth, at Prescott Capital. So getting the money for your business is hard, right? So per the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, more than half of businesses will fail within 5 years or less. And I think this has been a statistic that has been known for a while. Many businesses fail for lack of capital. 82% of business failures are due to issues with cash flow, right? Sometimes when you start a business, it's tough to be able to generate that consistent cash flow to sustain itself, and so 82% of those businesses fail due to that lack of capital, and a staggering 90% of business owners agree that availability of loans is a problem. Right? Again, having access to that funding is critical for businesses, and of course, 51% of small business owners worry weekly about capital. Right? I mean, money. How are you going to make payroll? How are you going to buy, supplies for your business? You have a piece of equipment that may be, reaching the end of its life. How are you going to be able to replace that piece of equipment? Small business owners have a lot on their mind in order to keep their business going. And so, again, having access to funding, could remedy that. So how to succeed in getting money, right? So one of the first steps is to set up your business where it's fundable by meeting lender approval criteria before you apply. And this is definitely critical. Like I mentioned before, I mean, any of this stuff can be done on your own, but you know, why not be prepared and have things set up with your business credit profile before you apply? The only thing you're going to do is reduce the amount of time it takes for you to get the funding. If you decide to do it yourself, you're going to learn through trial and error, but why not learn from people that have already been there and have already done the research, and they have built the steps and put together the steps in the blueprint that you need in order to be able to increase and maximize your chances for success. You're going to succeed by then getting business credit for your EIN that's not linked to your SSN. Here we go again. We want to be able to establish credit based on our EIN, which is our employee identification number, not our SSN, right? Our social security number. Also, capital is available if you know where to look. And the best thing to do is to find all the funding options in one place. And that's one of the things that we provide here at Prescott Capital, is just giving you the ability to access all of that funding in one place, especially a lot of the alternative funding options, so you increase your chances of getting the most capital for the best terms. Have you ever applied for business credit and gotten approved through an automated, approval online? It's like an instant approval. This is something that can be done. Lenders and credit issuers have a set of standards that you must meet in order to be able to get approved. And if you understand and know those factors, there are many success factors for funding, and having at least an idea of those so that you can stage your business credit report beforehand will increase your chances of approval. Also, how fundable your business is determines if you get automated approvals or get denied. So let's say if you're in a prohibitive industry, right, and that industry is not desirable for lenders to lend to, that could be a hindrance in you getting the funding that you need. Just again, having your business credit report staged to the point to where they will look favorably on your business and be able to loan you money. Also, improving your fundability is to make sure you set up your business where it is fundable, right? Some fundability factors include the type of entity you have, right? Whether you have an LLC or you have a corporation. I tell you right now, sole proprietors is not a business entity that lenders like to lend to. If you have a sole proprietorship, it's almost like you're not in business, right? They want to make sure that you are a legal entity that is set up and registered with your Secretary of State or your county, so that you are shown as a legitimate business. The type of phone number you use, right? So if you're running your business off of your mobile phone, or if you're running a Google Voice number, these types of numbers are not looked favorably on by lenders. Now, if you use a mobile phone for your business, there's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. If you're a landscaping business, or you're some sort of if you're a plumber, or what have you, or a other professional, many people use mobile phones all the time and Google Voice numbers all the time. But the problem is, if you're looking at obtaining funding, many of these lenders don't look at those types of numbers as legitimate numbers. They think it's you're not a established company if you do not have a business, a legitimate quote unquote business phone number. And so there are companies out there that offer such services. If you don't have one from, let's say, the phone company in your area, let's say local telecom, there are companies out there such as Dialpad, Ring Central, that offer legitimate numbers, and again, quote unquote legitimate numbers that are looked favorably upon by lending institutions. Also, if your phone number is listed in certain directories, the National 411 directory and other directories, that makes you uh, look more legitimate, if you will, and makes you more fundable. The type of address you use for your business. I mean, if your business is not able to have an office, an actual brick and mortar office, then you can't. Many businesses have United States Post Office PO box, and some use UPS store boxes. But I tell you right now, those types of addresses are not, again, quote unquote, considered legitimate for your business. They would rather you have a business location. And many of them, what they'll do is they'll take your business address and they'll type it into Google and they'll look at, a Google map and a Google picture to see, what your business looks like. And if they see the post office listed there, or if they see the UPS store, on their webpage, then they will probably deny your application for credit because they don't think you're an established business. Alternatives would be to purchase virtual office addresses from companies such as Regis or Alliance, and there are other vendors as well, but you want to make sure you get one. Typically, those addresses that have a suite number or something like that would be addresses that would suffice for the lenders in considering you fundable. Also, the types of licensing you may have. Now, not every business requires a license or business license, but if you are in an industry that does require a license, that's typically looked on more favorable, to certain lenders and could help you. It shouldn't hurt you, but if you have a license, it definitely could help you. The congruency of your records, right? So when these lenders are looking at your records, across various platforms, let's say such as the Secretary of State, the IRS, your business bank account, Dun and Bradstreet, and, even Google business page, your website, when they look at all of these entities and platforms, they want to see that, things such as your address, your business name, your phone number, all of that is the same on all of these entities and platforms. That can only help you in getting the funding that you need and making you more fundable. Many times, if they see that there are discrepancies between many of these entities and platforms, they could deny you, and that could cause some problems. The types of references you have, for your business definitely would be a factor in your fundability. Whether your bank account is set up, right? So you want to make sure that you have a bank account that is set up to take transactions, for your business. And again, making sure that your information on your bank account is congruent with everything else. A note about the bank account, many lending institutions, they will look at the transactions of your bank account to determine the length of length of time your business has been in existence. So for instance, let's say you've been operating in your business out of your personal checking account for, let's say, 2 years or 24 months, but you just established your business bank account 3 months ago. Well, if you go and apply for funding, the lending institution is going to look if they require, docs. Many loan programs, funding programs don't require documentation. But let's say if a particular loan program requires a documentation and they want to look at your bank account statements, then they are going to look and see and say, oh, okay, your business has been in existence for only 3 months, and you say, no, I've been in existence for 2 years. This, well, according to your bank account and your transactions, we only have 3 months, so we're only considering those 3 months as the length of time your business has been in existence. So if you don't have a bank account for your business, you want to get one set up as soon as possible so that you can start building that that transaction history. So when these banks look at, or these lending institutions look at your transactions, they can see that you've been in business for a while. Also, the way your website and email are set up, right? So you want to make sure that you have a professional website. It doesn't have to be, super extravagant, as far as your website's concerned. It doesn't have to have all of these, bells and whistles, but something that's professional, that has what you do, has your name, obviously has your address, your phone number, contact information, um, maybe even your mission and your vision, that type of thing. If it's a holding company, if your business is a holding company, maybe references to your other businesses that you have, some sort of credibility statement. Those go a long way in helping you to be fundable. Also, your email. You don't want to have, you want to have a professional email that's preferably linked to your domain for your business. So, let's say name of my business is, Joe's Landscaping, right? I may want to make sure that I have my email address set up as Joe at Joe's Landscaping. So you want to make sure that you don't have a Gmail account for your official business email account. So you want to have a professional email account. And there are people out there that can help you with that. And there are a lot of websites out there like GoDaddy and others that can help you get this set up relatively easily and quickly. Also, making sure that you have your numbers, right? Your identification numbers, such as your EIN, your DUNS number, and your BIN, a business identification number. These are all factors that helps make you more fundable in the eyes of lenders. Even the slightest change to one fundability standard can turn a denial into approval, right? So you want to make sure that you have, as many of these things done, preferably all of them. But some companies, they have the majority of them, but maybe there's just one little thing that they're missing. And there have been cases where, people who have been getting denied for business credit changed one little thing, and then here come the floodgates opening with approvals for business funding. But they had no idea that these criteria were in place that they needed to comply with before they got the funding. So one little slight change could be the barrier between getting the funds needed, in order to grow and scale your business and being denied. Okay, so prove your fundability. Again, even if are fundable, most loan applications get denied because of potential fraud concerns, not because you don't qualify, right? So lenders, they fight fraud by matching your company and application details against other data they have from other data aggregators such as LexisNexis, Dun& Bradstreet, Experian, the Small Business Financial Exchange. And that's an exchange that a lot of banks and lending institutions participate in order to be able to share information with each other about a business's activities, so they can use that to make decisions. Also, Equifax Commercial, just like Experian Commercial, they offer consumer data, but also commercial data, and of course check systems to be able to report how well a business has been managing their bank account. So you must know what's being reported about you to have the best chance of getting approved. Okay, building credit for your EIN. Of course, when you get a home mortgage or a car loan or a personal credit card, do you really think lenders and credit insurers pull your credit? Of course they do, right? They're going to pull your credit. So when your business applies for money, your business credit is also being used to determine if you're going to get approved, how much you'll get approved for, and the rates and terms you pay. So basically, all of those three things basically make up the terms, right? And we talked earlier about getting the best terms for the funding that is available. And so these three things make up those terms, whether or not you get approved, how much you're going to get approved for, and then of course the rates and terms that you get. So of course, getting approved, regardless of your consumer credit, or again, like that theme we were talking about, not having to personally guarantee, is very important. We want to make sure that our business again can stand on its own 2 feet. We want to be able to get credit quickly because scores are based on payment history. So once you get your credit, that's when we're talking about this is not a get rich quick scheme. We want to be able to use these organic trade lines to show businesses that we can manage our money. And also being able to separate the reports of our consumer and commercial credit. So the quicker we can get these trade lines started and managed, the better we're going to be. And that also goes into managing your bank account. I don't want to gloss past that, so I'll reiterate it again. We were talking about your bank account. It's very important that you guard your bank account like a hawk, right? You want to, if you've had challenges in your personal life with your personal bank account where you had NSFs and other things, you don't want to do that with your bank account. Please do not do that. If you have to put an extra, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 in there to try to make sure you have funds in there for any drafts or any checks coming through, you want to make sure you do that, before you start building, too much activity on your business bank account, because as soon as you start doing that, that could be a major factor for you getting denied for funding, because if banks see that you're not able to manage your business bank account, appropriately, they're most likely going to deny you for credit. We want to be able to establish your credibility, right, for lenders, suppliers, and credit issuers. This is very important. Again, managing all the aspects of your business will help establish that credibility. And of course, anyone can see your business credit reports, right? It's not like your personal credit report where, only you would have access to it. But business credit reports are public, right? If anybody wanted to pull a business credit report on you, they could definitely do that, right? They could just go to, some of these reporting agencies and pull your credit, and you could do the same for other businesses too. You could go and pull Walmart's business credit report. You can actually go and pull Amazon's business credit report. And actually, I would encourage you to do that. I think it's important for you to see, what's on these other companies' credit reports, so you can see, how they look in the eyes of lenders, and it gives you kind of like a model and understanding of what you need to do in order to prepare your business, for financing. Any and all businesses can qualify for business credit, right? So startups, if you're a brand new business, you can apply for business credit. Nonprofits, it works if you own multiple businesses. There's some companies, like my company, it's a holding company, right? And I don't have several businesses up under, my holding company. So you can apply for business credit from that standpoint. You can get approved even when you can't get any type of loan or credit line, right? So if you have, there's some programs that have no cash flow requirements or no collateral required or no consumer credit requirements, right? So we talked about in other videos, the 3 C's. If you have cash flow, collateral, or credit, you can get financing, right? If you have all 3, you're ready to go. But even if you only have one of those 3, if you have cash flow, there are funding programs just for cash flow. There are funding programs for collateral. Let's say if you have a business and you have equipment, or have certain assets such as real estate, you can get funding based on that collateral. And of course, if you have good credit, like especially if you have good consumer credit, or if you have good business credit, you can also get financing. But if you have one or more, that just puts you in a better position for funding. So you must build business credit to get the highest approvals and best terms on financing and get money when you can't get approved for loans or credit lines. So it's very critical, again, to establish your business credit and build your business credit profile so that you can get the highest approval and best terms. So it's getting the highest limits with the best terms. The highest limits with the best terms. That is key in order to be able to get the funding that we need for our businesses. So again, crossing into that realm, getting the funding for your business, you must have access to funding to grow your business. Well, that's a given, right? We got to have access to capital in order to scale and grow. After the 2008 economic shift, Dodd-Frank required banks to tighten their lending standards, right? So that's back when, we had a situation with all this mortgage-backed securities, and banks were, and lending institutions were being crafty, with all of these subprime mortgages and loans, and selling them off their books so that they could use their capital for, other activities. They were taking advantage of consumers, right? And putting bad mortgages out there on the market. And so, Dodd-Frank, when they came along, it put some restrictions on how they could lend to consumers. And of course, as a result, alternative lending sources poured into the marketplace with 25% higher approval rate than bank loans, right? So, there's more funding available out there today for small businesses than ever before. But the problem is not a lot of people know about them. And some lenders, they only offer one or two types of funding, which makes it difficult for businesses to access the funding that they need. And so you must access all legitimate business funding options, right? And preferably in one place to get the most money at the best terms, right? So if you have to go out and search and hunt for these loan programs, time is money, right? So if you're out there searching for these programs, it's going to be, it could be a while before you're able to get success and get the money that you need so that you can operate on your business. You don't want to spend time searching for money. You want to spend time on your business, right? So why not, try to use a resource that can get you all those funding options in one place. And of course, how to improve fundability, get the credit for your EIN and access credit lines and loans all in one place is essential. That's how you improve fundability for your business. So, how do you get the money to grow your business? Well, as an entrepreneur, you should be able to get the money you need when you need it, but not knowing approval standards and not having access to, your credit profile, or having your credit profile staged properly and not being able to access all the funding options could be holding you back, right? So that's one of the things that we need to fix. And so at Prescott Capital, we have our business finance suite, what helps you do all three of those things to get the most money at the best terms. Okay, I want to take some time to kind of show you the back end. So when you actually sign up for our business credit builder, what you actually get. And so you'll have access to your own personalized portal where you can manage your business credit profile and all the activities that you need to do in order to work your way up. So we have 7 steps here, and these steps are building your or setting up your business credibility, and establishing your business reports, start building tier 1 credit, monitoring your business reports, building tier 2 credit, and then of course advanced building tier 3 and revolving accounts. So these are steps that you actually go through in order to set up your business credit. So your business credibility is basically your EIN and your Dun and Bradstreet number. It kind of guides you through those steps to make sure all of those things are set up. So, once you click in there, it kind of walks you through that entire process. And so step 2, it goes into establishing, your business reports and, making sure that you're set up for, your credit monitoring, and that you can monitor once you actually start building trade lines for your business. And then once you have all that done, then you're starting to build credit. You're starting to build that tier 1 credit. And so when you go in there, you're going to be able to see, some of the initial, tier 1 credit options that you will have available for you, such as Uline, 76, Murphy USA. Some of these may be like, gas cards. You'll be able to see the terms, for these, as well as where they report to. This particular one reports to Dun and Bradstreet. Also the cost, as well. And so you'll be able to have more and also be able to get in and learn more about some of these. Now, you may ask yourself, well, some of these I don't really use for my business. But again, it's best to be able to find, some that you can use. But again, all we're trying to do here is to be able to establish tier one credits so that we can move up the tiers and set ourselves up for the higher credit amounts. Right now, if you're just starting out with your business credit profile, you may have nothing, but in order to set yourself up so you can get the higher credit limits, you're going to have to start somewhere. And then, of course, as you're doing that, as you're building with some of these smaller credit sources, then you're going to continue to monitor your business and make adjustments and things as needed, and then you're going to work your way up to tier two, right? So you're going to work your way up to the tier two accounts, where you'll be able to get things like fleet cards and other types of credit in order to be able to run your business. And again, the idea is to be able to use this to build trade lines on your business. So there'll be some things, if you're into real estate like I am, and you're an investor, you're doing fix and flips, being able to get access to Home Depot credit or Lowe's credit, office supplies for your business. These are things that most businesses can use. Also, getting access to Amazon credit. These are things that you would be able to use in order to, if you wanted to, let's say for Amazon, be able to buy products online and then sell them, at a higher price someplace else. And this will also tell you whether or not, it recommends you apply for these, at this time. So it kind of walks you through that whole process in order to get you moving, up the tiers for getting higher credit limits. And again, the theme is to continue to, apply and monitor and build advanced credit. So of course in step 6, you're going to go in and start applying for, higher credit limits, right? Higher credit options, right? They kind of set you up and get you in that stage to move to some of the higher funding solutions out there for lending. These are companies that offer a little bit more in terms of what you may desire in order to run your business. But you got to kind of walk your way and crawl your way up to that point. And then finally, as we get down to step 7, then you'll start seeing some of the options that are definitely good, especially if you are are running a trucking company. You'll be able to apply for certain lines of credit and also with certain vendors, for gas cards, and of course, see, American Express and things of that sort, Ford for commercial vehicle financing. These are some of the ones that, you could really use in order to be able to build your business. But again, we have to work our way up to these before, we can start applying for these, because, we have to take these baby steps to get our business profile at a point to where we can apply for these higher tiers. But if you understand and know the criteria beforehand and you're monitoring after each tier, you increase your chances of getting funding for each tier by 70%, right? So that's the steps that really make this business finance suite really, really successful for many of our clients. And it helps get you to that point to where you're establishing discipline too, because you're going to have to take care and manage your credit yourself. So you're learning along the way in order to be able to manage your business and your bank account and keep things to the point to where you are constantly looking favorable. And of course, as a part of the business suite, you'll have access to credit monitoring. You'll also have access to business valuation, where, we actually do an evaluation of your business so you know how much your business is worth, right? So, you may have a situation where somebody may want to decide to make you an offer. And so it'd be great to know how much to expect for your business. So this was just a quick behind the scenes look at what you get when you sign up for our business credit suite or our business credit builder, and you will have that options to go and build upon each of these tiers and manage and monitor your credit as you go along on this journey to building credit. Also, you'll get some bonuses. Obviously, you're here and you're hanging out with us, to the end. So we have some bonuses for you, right? So we get a 30-minute coaching call with the business advisor. If you choose to, take advantage of our business finance suite. You also get a, Dun & Bradstreet and Experian monitoring. Also, there's the business valuation report, which is valued at $600, but you get access to that as a bonus. Also, it typically takes you, like I mentioned, 18 to 24 months, to do this on your own, but you can do it on your own. But if you are working with us and taking advantage of the resources that we have available, this can typically be done in, about 9 months, right? So you're basically, saving yourself time so you can work on your business. So you have to ask yourself, what is the value of that extra 18 months with limited to no money to you? So being able to save time and use that time to concentrate on your business, I think that's worth a lot. So why not use a resource to help you get the funding you need in a short amount of time? And also you'll be paying, thousands more for monitoring, the DUNS number, 411, other valuations and more. So you save a little bit of money, by deciding to work with us. And, we help ensure, your payments are affordable, right? So obviously we do offer a service, and that service is to be able to set yourself up and build that business credit profile, and also get you in front of these lending sources so that you can have the best and maximum exposure for funding, right? So we also offer affordable payment plans, right? So if, we can have those payment plans spread over 4 months, we can have them spread over 6 months, but it's one of those things that we can actually make payments available and affordable for you so that you can get started to achieve that capital gain for your business so that you can grow and scale. Like I mentioned, we'll customize a payment plan for you because, again, we are in the business of helping entrepreneurs get the funding that they need in order to grow their business, right? And if you are successful, you're going to go and you're going to tell your colleagues and your friends and your family that Prescott Capital was a company that was able to help you in order to get the funding you need to start or grow your business. Also, we can help you secure that business financing. And that's the key. That's what we're all about here. And we even have off-site programs that can help. Little known programs that a lot of these business big box business institutions are not privy to. They don't know about them in many cases, and some they just consider it competition, so they're not going to tell you anyway. So I'm going to give you a risk-free unconditional guarantee, right? So you'll get full access, with your first payment to the business finance suite, so you can go in and, start preparing your business, setting your business credit profile up so that you can be in that position to be fundable, to get the most money you can get at the best terms. That shifts the risk back to us, right? We're taking a risk to give you the tools that you need in order to be able to stage your business credit profile and also get the funding that you need for your business. There's no downside. There's massive upside, potential, for you, of course, right? So you're being able to get access to a system worth thousands of dollars, for, a customized payment plan if you need. Of course, you get it cheaper if you decide you want to pay for it all in one lump sum. And so to recap, how to get money to grow your business, you'll get, these webinar bonuses for this event, only. Again, you get that 30-minute coaching call with one of our business advisors for about $300 in value. You'll get a Dun & Bradstreet Experian monitoring for only about $24 a month. You also get a business valuation report valued at about $600, but that gives you an idea of what your business is worth, at this time, at this point, right? The risk-free unconditional guarantee, get full access with your first payment. That shifts the risk to us, so there's no downside, massive upside potential, right? So again, this was the funding blueprint to get business credit, right? So this is Prescott Capital Solutions, where we look to help businesses get the most money at the best terms. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to give us a call. We can certainly give you all the information you need. If you think you are ready to go and you want to go ahead and start preparing yourself to be able to get the funding that you need in order to grow your business, definitely let's talk. Let's talk. If you're in a situation where you do not have the funding that you need in order to be able to grow, in order to be able to scale your business, we need to talk, right? So give us a call and let us see how we can help you get the funding that you need to grow your business. It's been a pleasure, and let's talk. Let's get you that funding. Let's grow your business.